After 25 years in power, Vladimir Putin remains the dominant force in Russian politics. His re-election in 2024, with a controversial 88% of the vote, reaffirmed his grip on the Kremlin despite widespread international condemnation of the election's fairness. Now entering a fifth term, Putin faces a new set of challenges and decisions that could shape the future of Russia and his own legacy for years to come. A war that defines an era. At the center of Putin's current term is the ongoing war in Ukraine, which he continues to call a special military operation. The conflict, launched in 2022, has become a defining feature of his presidency. While Western nations imposed sanctions and provided extensive support to Ukraine, Putin doubled down, framing the war as a necessary step to defend Russia against NATO expansion and foreign interference. The annual Victory Day parade on May 9, 2025, showcased not only Russia's military might, but also its new global partnerships. Troops from China and North Korea marched alongside Russian forces in Red Square, symbolizing a growing anti-Western bloc that Putin seeks to lead. These displays of strength are intended to reinforce his image domestically and internationally, even as the war drags on with no clear resolution. Succession and political longevity. At age 72, Putin has ruled longer than any leader of Russia since Stalin. Though he recently acknowledged that succession is on his mind, he has yet to identify or groom a clear heir. The constitutional changes made in 2020 allow him to remain in office until 2036, effectively removing term limits and enabling him to rule for life, should he choose to do so. This lack of a visible succession plan raises concerns about political instability in the future. With the Russian elite tightly controlled and opposition voices systematically silenced, the prospect of a post-Putin Russia remains murky and uncertain. Eastward shift in foreign policy. As Western sanctions deepen and relations with Europe and the U.S. continue to deteriorate, Putin has turned to non-Western powers. His growing alliance with China, along with increased ties to Iran, North Korea, and several African nations, signals a deliberate pivot toward a new world order, one less reliant on Western institutions and norms. This strategic shift is more than symbolic. Russia has entered into significant energy and trade deals with Eastern powers, and military cooperation with China and others is steadily increasing. These moves are designed to counterbalance Western influence and build a multipolar global system, challenges at home, economy, and repression. Domestically, Putin faces significant hurdles. Sanctions have damaged the Russian economy, triggering inflation and a brain drain as skilled professionals flee the country. Nevertheless, the state maintains control by tightly regulating the media and using authoritarian laws to suppress dissent. Public protests are rare and often swiftly crushed. Independent journalism has been largely wiped out, replaced by pro-Kremlin outlets that echo the government's narrative. This control has helped Putin weather political storms, but it has also created a fragile social order that depends on fear and propaganda. The road ahead. Negotiation or entrenchment. There are quiet indications that Putin might eventually be open to a negotiated resolution in Ukraine if it allows Russia to retain some territorial gains. Such a settlement could serve as a face-saving exit from the conflict and reduce domestic pressure to continue mass mobilizations. However, any compromise would be carefully packaged to protect Putin's strongman image. He remains intent on projecting power, both at home and abroad, and will not easily concede to Western demands or narratives. Vladimir Putin's next chapter will be shaped by his ability to manage a prolonged war, a weakened economy, and shifting global alliances. His legacy, once marked by stability and resurgence, now faces the test of time, conflict, and internal decay. Whether he emerges as a lasting nationalist icon or a cautionary figure in modern autocracy depends on how he navigates these defining challenges in the years to come.